This is the queen bee. She's the only member of the hive that can reproduce and lay fertilized eggs. These are the worker bees. They are all female and do all the work around the hive. These are the drone bees. Their only purpose is to mate with the queen. The male drone bees aren't capable of doing anything around the hive. They have no stingers and can't collect pollen or nectar. They only serve one purpose: mating. Since all they do is eat and mate, when pollination season is over in the fall, the female worker bees will forcefully remove all the male drone bees, since they just lessen the amount of honey they have in reserve. Not to mention, most drone bees die during mating as their endophallus, or appendage, rips out. The queen's oviducts can hold 100 million sperm, most of which being used for immediate fertilization. The remaining sperm, about 5 to 6 million of them, can be stored for up to 4 years. The queen's eggs are usually fertilized after they are laid, although some may be fertilized on accident while they're being laid, since as they come out, they press against the spermothecal duct. Whether an egg is fertilized or not determines whether the eventual bee is male or female. Female bees are the result of fertilization, while male bees are not. Whether a female egg becomes a queen or a worker is up to the colony. There are specialized larger cells in the hive that are meant to house a future queen. If the colony is in need of a queen, the egg will be placed in a queen cell. If the hive needs more workers, the egg will be placed in a worker/drone cell. Worker bees can lay eggs if necessary, but they don't take mating flights and can't fertilize their eggs. Therefore, they can only produce drones. If the queen is losing her reproductive abilities, which happens with age, the workers will raise a new queen with her remaining eggs and then smother the old queen to death.
Honeybees belong to the most evolved group of insects and lead a very orderly and structured, hierarchical social existence. In each hive there's only one queen bee, which is a little larger than the other bees. This particular bee is the mother of all the other bees in the hive, and her only purpose in life is to lay eggs continuously during her expected lifespan of approximately 4 years.
The number of bees on our planet is plummeting, but why? Well, there are many of the contributing factors to the fall in the bee population. Some of these are parasites, pathogens, pesticides, poor nutrition, and habitat loss. The biggest reason for this loss is pesticides, specifically neonicotinoids, which cause memory loss in bees. The bees come across plants with neonicotinoids on them, and they lose their memories. They can't remember how to get back to the hive, so they get lost and eventually die. This phenomenon is known as colony collapse disorder, or when the worker bees disappear, but no bodies are found. Another reason for the drop in bee population is a reduction in flowering plants. The bee's job is to pollinate flowers, since as they pollinate, they collect nectar, which is used to make honey. Increased urbanization has led to less land for plant growth, and therefore less flowers, so honeybees have less sources to create their food from. If we use pesticides that are safe for bees, although most of them aren't, colony collapse disorder will be less common. We also need to grow more flowering plants, especially in more urban and suburban areas. Mowed lawns with only grass is just as bad for bees as having only concrete land. Bees need flowers to pollinate so that they can make their food. Any food that is the result of a flowering plant won't be available. That means no candy, chocolate, most vegetables, all fruits, any meats where the animal ate a flowering plant, and so much more. Einstein might have said that without honeybees, humans would die. I believe that this is probably true. We are so reliant on these foods that without them, we'd starve. Moral of the story, save the bees.